Good evening, family. You are tuned in to TWID Radio. TWID stands for That's What I Do. Family, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Today's topic, why? Why did Coretta ask Martin's dad to remove the obey of their vows? Family, listen. When you start researching, when you start learning, you start to find out that the situation as it pertains to Black people really isn't even, at this point, about the white man. No. You see, they've done their damage, and of course they're still doing it, but they are the obvious culprits. They're the obvious. Let's get into some of the issues that we have as a Black people, such as idol worship. Idol worship for people that we thought were moral, righteous, upstanding. Well, you know, the white man, the CIA, the FBI, they already done let the cat out the bag that, of course, Martin was, having an affair on his wife. So that's, common knowledge. So let's put that over there. Tonight's episode is questioning, why did Coretta ask Martin's dad to remove the obey part of vows? She did that. She did it. There are some things you got to understand. It's so easy to just Google if you're looking for an answer. You'll get it. You don't even have to be that smart. So the article says, yes, Coretta Scott King changed her wedding vows by removing the part that required her to obey her husband. This was unusual for the time. See, it's not unusual now. So what they're saying, the inverse of that statement, which says this was unusual for that time, is saying that she was ahead of her time. Explanation. Coretta and Martin Luther King married on June 18, 1953, when everything was traditional. The ceremony was held on the lawn of her mother's house. Coretta asked Martin's father, Martin Luther King Sr., to remove the part of the vows that made her promise to obey her husband. So we can only conclude that he did it. Next bullet point says Coretta wanted to remain her own woman. Family, this is in 1953. So on one end, and I'm talking about the idolatry of the Black community. On one end, we've got a pastor who's a role model and has been a role model since his death, who was cheating on his wife. On the other end, we've got a wife who has the audacity and the boldness to ask her soon-to-be husband's father, who's a pastor himself, to remove the part of the vows that made her promise to obey her husband. And the father did it. So Martin's father, based on these actions, was a simp. And Martin himself, who agreed to take it out, was a simp. But not only were they simps, no. They were rebellious to the Most High's righteous standard. I don't even blame the woman. You got two men who a woman comes and says, remove this obey thing out of these vows because I want to remain my own woman. Family, this is in 1953. What do you hear? See, I have a hard time, me personally. I have a hard time blaming a lot of the young women of today as it pertains to their actions, because I know it just didn't happen overnight. No. This is in 1953. But see, even in 1953, you had a lack of male leadership. See, Martin was not a leader. He was a figurehead. Malcolm was a leader. Martin was not a leader. You know he wasn't a leader because he admitted, I've led my people into a burning house. You see, let's just talk about it. How do you suppose a man could ever be a leader of other men and he can't even stand up to a woman who's about to be his wife by saying, ain't no way I'm going to go against God's righteous order and remove obey out of the vow. Now, if she's got a response to that, she could say, well, because now these are Christians, right? Well, she could say, well, why? And he could take, if he knew the scripture, and I'm sure he knew it, just because you know the scripture don't mean you stand on the scripture. It takes a backbone. He didn't have it. Because if he had a backbone, he would have told his wife, listen, woman, come here. Genesis 3:16. He would have showed her that unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Now, I'm not the smartest guy. But when somebody rules over you, they can only rule over you, meaning you're obeying them. Yeah. But Coretta said, no, I want to remain my own woman. Does that not sound like a wicked woman? Oh, no, don't say, oh, that's Coretta. We don't want to. No, she. What makes her different than the woman in 2025 who says, I don't need no man? What makes her different? I need to hear somebody tell me, explain to me, comment, what makes her different when she has the audacity to say, Correct, I want to remain my own woman. See, they put that bullet point there. I'm not sure if she said in my own words, I want to remain my own woman. But when you say, take out the part that says obey from your own mouth, you're basically saying, I want to be my own woman, which means I don't want to have to obey you. Wouldn't we call that a wicked woman? This is why they said this was unusual for the time. Because women were not, by and large, doing this. Removing vows, the vow that the Most High set, which was for the husband to rule over his wife. Why did Coretta ask Martin's dad to remove the obey part of the vows? Why would she do this? Why did she do this? See, we idolize these people, not realizing these people are just human beings. They were no more righteous or unrighteous as us today. But even today, what do? We idolize pastors' wives. And see, the state of the Black community as it pertains to the leaders, it just didn't morph overnight. This is 1953, and this woman is saying, take it out. I'm my own woman. See, this is what she likes right here. This is what she wanted to be in front of a microphone. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And listen, and I'm about to close. Any woman that will tell you to go against the Most High's righteous laws by doing away with what he said that pertains to the unity of a husband and a wife, that woman is in rebellion. You see, the Most High told Eve this for a reason. He says, and he shall rule over thee, meaning that obey vow was designated and assigned by the Most High himself in Genesis 3:16. So all of you women who are out there saying, can't no man tell me what to do. I ain't finna listen to no man. I'm my own woman. I understand what you're saying. I understand because it just didn't happen overnight. And I don't necessarily blame you. I blame the man. Just like I blame Adam. Here's Adam right here. Adam has allowed his wife to go against the Most High's righteous laws. That's why he followed her and bit that apple. That's why this man, who our people idolize, behind his wife and took out those vows. They both were in agreement that what we're going to do is change what the word says. That's what they decided to do. Makes you wonder why he really was assassinated, don't it? Don't it? If the angels or any man change the word of what the Most High has written, let them be accursed. That's what it says, family, and that's what it meant. I'm asking again before I leave. Why did Coretta ask Martin's dad to remove the obey part of vows? And you know what? A better question would probably be why did two men decide we do it? Family, you've been rocking with TWID. TWID stands for That's What I Do. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, family, all praises to the Most High. Peace.